Right now, above your head, drifting through absolute silence, there are structures human beings built, lived inside, and then simply left. Not destroyed, not lost, abandoned. Some are still up there today, orbiting a planet that forgot about them. And at least one of them came down to Earth in pieces, and no one could say exactly where it would land until hours before it happened. This is the story of the space stations we walked away from. Salyut 7, the station that went dark. In February 1985, ground control in Soviet Russia lost contact with Salyut 7. No warning, no distress call, just silence, orbiting at 17,000 miles an hour. The station wasn't crewed at the time, but it wasn't empty of consequence either. Salyut 7 was tumbling, uncontrolled, its systems frozen solid. Whatever had failed, it had failed completely. Two cosmonauts, Vladimir Janibekov and Viktor Savinik, were sent to do something that had never been attempted before. Dock manually with a dead spinning station and bring it back to life. When they finally got inside, the temperature was near freezing. Ice had formed on the walls. The air was stale and motionless in a way that air inside a functioning station never is. They worked in their coats, breath visible, repairing a station that had, for all practical purposes, become a tomb in orbit. They saved it. Salyut 7 flew again for years. But for a few weeks in 1985, there was a fully intact human habitat circling the Earth with no one aboard and no one in control of it. A location, not a place. That distinction matters more than it sounds like it should. Mir, 19 days from nothing. Mir stayed in orbit for 15 years, far longer than it was ever designed to last. By the end, its systems were failing one by one. Fires, collisions with resupply craft, oxygen generators that had to be coaxed back to life by hand. And then, in 2001, it was deliberately brought down. Controllers guided it into a controlled descent over the Pacific Ocean, breaking apart as it fell, most of it burning away, the rest sinking into water deep enough that it will likely never be recovered. There's something quietly unsettling about that kind of ending. Not an accident, not a disaster. A station that had been a home. 3 generations of astronauts and cosmonauts had lived and worked inside it, deliberately steered toward its own destruction, on a schedule, calculated down to the degree. 19 days before the burn, the last crew left. For those 19 days, Mir orbited the Earth completely empty, its course already decided, its ending already written. It just hadn't happened yet. Skylab, the station. Nobody could steer. Skylab is different. Skylab wasn't guided down, it fell. By 1979, NASA knew Skylab's orbit was decaying faster than expected. Solar activity had expanded the Earth's atmosphere just enough to drag at the station more than anyone had accounted for. There was no vehicle capable of reboosting it, no plan that could save it. So for months, the world watched a school bus-sized space station slowly lose its fight with gravity, and nobody could say exactly where it would come down. Newspapers ran maps of possible impact zones. People sold Skylab insurance. A hotel in California offered a free stay to anyone who could prove a piece of Skylab landed on their property. When it finally re-entered on July 11th, 1979, most of it burned up, but debris survived and scattered across Western Australia, near a small town called Esperance. No one was hurt. The town later fined NASA $400 for littering. It went unpaid for 30 years until a radio host raised the money and paid it off as a joke that had somehow become sincere. But strip away the humor of that story, and what's left is stranger. A habitat, built for people to live and work in, came apart above a continent, uncontrolled. And there was nothing anyone on the ground could do but watch coordinates update and wait. Tiangong 1, the station that went silent twice. In 2016, China's first space station, Tiangong 1, stopped responding to ground control. It had already been decommissioned, its final crew long gone. But now it had also gone deaf and mute, tumbling through orbit with no way for anyone to command it. For nearly 2 years, it drifted, losing altitude bit by bit, entirely outside anyone's control. Scientists tracked it. Models predicted rough windows for re-entry, narrowing as the date approached, but never pinning down an exact location until the very end. It came down over the South Pacific in April 2018, breaking apart in the atmosphere, most of it never reaching the surface. What's worth sitting with here isn't the ending, it's the 2 years before it. A station once built for people, orbiting silently, unresponsive, falling by degrees that no one on the ground had any say over. If you'd been able to look up at exactly the right angle, exactly the right night, you might have caught its light crossing the sky, a moving point, indistinguishable from any other satellite, except that this one wasn't going anywhere anyone had chosen. What if someone had still been aboard? Every one of these stations has one thing in common. By the time it reached its final orbit, dead, tumbling, or falling, every person who had ever called it home was already gone. But it's worth pausing on the alternative for a moment. Picture a station losing contact the way Salyut 7 did in 1985, except this time, someone is still inside, still breathing the same recycled air, still following the same orbital path, but now with no telemetry reaching the ground. No confirmation that anyone down below even knows something has gone wrong. From inside, the Earth would still be turning beneath the window, blue and lit and utterly unreachable. From outside, there would be nothing to distinguish that station from any of the empty ones already up there. Just another object, cataloged, tracked, silent. That's the part of this that lingers, not the wreckage, not the re-entry maps or the insurance policies or the unpaid littering fines. It's the idea that an empty station and an occupied one, once contact is lost, look exactly the same from the ground. A blinking dot, a predicted decay curve. Nothing in the data to tell you the difference. Right now, the International Space Station is still up there, still crewed, still in contact, but its ending has already been planned. Sometime in the early 2030s, it too will be guided down, deliberately, into the same ocean where pieces of Mir already rest. Until then, it joins a long list of things we've built above the sky and, eventually, will have to let fall. Somewhere up there tonight, in an orbit nobody's watching closely anymore, something we built is still going around. Not broken, not falling, just waiting for someone to notice it's still there.
Files deleted. Subscribe for more videos.